guys have probably been wondering where the hell these videos have been. Apart from the fact that I've been crook as a dog for the last 2 weeks, I'll be 100% honest, I haven't exactly had the motivation to get Cuddles in any sort of shape ever since power play. The thing's just a fucking heap of shit. I'm over it. I'll run you through the plan to get it back out on the road. All right, here we got this 1983 VH Commodore SLE in an absolute state. We've already had a go at popping the roof out, all right? So, yeah, we had to cut that section out, but we're gonna weld it back in, and we've essentially, I'll give you a look at it. I don't really have a before photo, but she's pretty good. What we're gonna do, we're gonna sand the top of the bloody roof, and we're gonna cover it in bog. Once it's covered in bog, then we're gonna give it a coat of paint, some kind of blue, probably not the same blue. Same with the rest of the repairs we're gonna do on the car. Those include the front valance, this little side pipe cutout, the cowl, the roof, the rear quarter, and really just any other little spots that look a bit dodgy. Now the reason you're probably asking yourself, Kieran, why don't you care about matching the color of the vehicle? And that is very easily explained. What we're gonna be doing is wrapping the car. I'm not gonna show you what it looks like because it looks really good. I don't wanna spoil it for you guys. So we're gonna hype it up and I'm gonna waste your time and all that. And I'm gonna drag it out as long as I can because at the end of the day, that's why we got this YouTube channel, to drag shit out. Anyway, very excited. Not really. Gonna be a lot of work. And man, I've never done any body work before in my life. Neither has Damien. We're just gonna wing it, essentially. Winging it motorsport. We'll be putting in a new cowl strip. So the three main areas that are gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass is gonna be this cowl section. So you can buy these, like the whole strip you can buy from Rare Spares, so we'll be doing that. This front valance, probably chop it off there. It's all, you know, bolted and whatever, and cut that whole area, that section off, you know, take the bumper off and all that. Here, I mean, same thing. Might just cut out a section and replace it. And this rear section here, well, the good thing is it's kind of hidden, and I'm in half a mind as to whether I, you know, replace this whole rear guard or, yeah, I don't know. We'll take the bumper off and we'll have a good look, but it definitely, we probably could just even potentially panel beat that out, but no experience whatsoever in that shit. So, see how we go. Apart from all that shit, I've gone ahead and the first modification we're gonna do after power play, after ruining the car, is to step up the sway bar. The reason for that is, why the fuck not? Seriously, the sway bar in it, firstly, it's Ryan's, it's out of Eco Moo. That needs to go back to Ryan. Also, it's a stock shitter. And what that means is when you're going around a corner, this car feels like a boat. Like literally a boat. You can't drift it. You can't do any sick shit for the gram. It's not even a sway bar. It's more like an anti-roll bar. The thing's not gonna move. So we're gonna install it today. First thing, I'm gonna take out the old one and we'll give you a look sort of side by side at sort of what they look like. But this is the new beefy one. It's 33 mil, weighs as much as your mother. I know it looks like it might have a bit of plastic in there, rubber in there, but it literally, it's got no give in it whatsoever. Anyway, let's pull out the old one. We'll do a comparison side by side and I'll just talk a bit about what was going through my mind when I ordered this fucking thing. Got the old sway bar out, so let's have a bloody look. Here you go. Now that is what the stock sway bar looks like. I think they're pretty well the same for all the VB to VS Commodores. So there you go in all its glory. We got the new one sitting over there and you can quite clearly see the difference in the size of the bar. You can also see the difference in design of the way the thing mounts to the bloody car. So Here's the stock version. You know, got a bunch of flimsy rubber bushes, made for, you know, comfort, drivability, economy, as in economy to make the bloody thing. And it's just overall a little bit shit. This, on the other hand, eliminates the flex by using whatever that is. I think when it's done up, it's gonna be very freaking solid. The way they get around the design limitations of the Commodore, I think up in the back there somewhere, is where this bolts onto the chassis. And these two mounts here bolt to the diff. This chassis mount is vertical, and obviously the way they've designed this is like on a horizontal plane, whatever. So the way they get around that is with this angle line here, and that bolts into the same spot as that would normally go into. And as you can see, there is no rubber mounting here. No flex here. That is solid. So is that. I mean, like, these are like proper, what do you call it? Neo friggin' whatever. The thing's just gonna be solid as f***. And that is exactly what we want for what we're doing. The more solid the rear is, the better the skids will be. When we're doing tip-ins and stuff, the rear's not gonna be all like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't worry about the front for now. I'll have to do a bit of research on that, but I definitely know that installing this is gonna be better. I got this kit from Muscle Garage. I ordered it online. I gave him a ring and said, have you got any in stock? They shipped it to me in like a couple of days. And the thing's a friggin' beast. It comes with all the stuff to mount it, so I guess the only thing we're gonna need to reuse is the bolts that actually mount to the diff. So, sorry Ryan, I'm just gonna have to pinch them. I think we got spares, so it's all good. We'll mount that up and see if we can, I don't know, get some adjustment. Actually, speaking of adjustment, that's something that I neglected to talk about earlier. These three holes here, we'll do that just so you can see. That's not how it's going to go in the car, but it's just for illustration purposes. You can see here, you got 3 equally spaced holes for a little bit of adjustment. And if you can imagine, well, you don't have to imagine, this thing is, all it is a giant lever. Think of it like when you're doing up a bolt. If you've got a really long bar, you can put a lot of torque and a lot of twisting action on that bar. Like if you've got a 10-meter bar and you're standing on one end of it and you're doing this, it's gonna flex, right? Because it's got 10 meters of pipe to flex. Same principle here. The longer the pipe, as in, if you use this mounting point instead of this mounting point, this bar is gonna flex a little bit more. So what it gives you is a bit of adjustment. If you don't like it fucking rock hard, then you can move it forward a bit and, you know, you can go to the bowls club with your nan. We'll be setting it on the hardest setting because it matches me. Like, hard as a rock. Hard as me. All right, enough of that shit. Let's put this in and see who's who and what's what. All right, so that was very easy. You cannot move the car. Like there's no play in the entire system whatsoever. Now, the only place where there's gonna be play is like in the little rubber or neoprene or fucking whatever it is, mounting position down here. But it's gonna be minimal and it's gonna be so much better than the way it was. Let's see if we can turn the old light. Oh man, we're in the 21st century. All right. So there it is. Fits around the 9-inch. Real nice. Yeah, plenty of room everywhere. So it uses like mounting adapters that bolt to the stock location on the diff. So you can see like it kind of, excuse the dodgy camera work here, but it brings the mounting point from about here out to here, and that's just so we can fit in this larger friggin' thing here. I put some anti-seize on there, just so it doesn't squeak me to death. There's the where it connects to the body. She's all rusty there because the exhaust has got holes in it where I have not welded it. She bolts up there nice and tight. Like, man, the whole install was just sick. Like, I'm telling you, it was easy as. Yeah, there's that side. There's a bit of a better look. But basically it just stiffens the whole thing up, man. Like, even when I had those things out, the bar is just stiff as. That's what she said. They're both the same length, so they're like the same amount of turns out and that. So I just leave it. I think that's called neutral setup or whatever, because you can tune these things when they don't flex. You can do things to them, so you can, you know, spin one out like half a turn or full turn or bloody whatever, and it'll do certain things like on the drag strip. We're not really going for that at the moment. We kind of just want it to be really well planted in the rear when we're doing skids, and that is absolutely going to kick that goal out of the park. So I'm really, really stoked with that. The whole kit, like I said, Muscle Garage. I guess I shouldn't be lazy. I should put like a link down in the description for it. I think I got the last one, and it takes like a couple of weeks for them to get a kit back. So let me just turn this light off here. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But obviously when you watch it, you know, if you're in the market for one of these things, it'll bolt up to a stock diff, but it's got plenty of clearance there if you do have a 9-inch. She's fucking Mickey Mouse. Yeah, I guess we better start the car up and just, you know, see how it goes. Actually, let's check the tail shaft. Man, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. We're gonna check the tail shaft, see if it's like on the piss. That's gonna be it for today's video. Next video, we'll be taking Cuddles down to the wrap shop. They need to measure it up and make sure that we're all on the same page. The design for the wrap has already been done and it looks fantastic, but like I said, I'm not gonna show you. We're gonna wait until it's completely done. We are actually gonna do the wrap ourselves. But stay tuned for that, and you know, apologies for not putting out videos and stuff for like the last 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, or like whatever it's been since Powerplay. They'll be getting more regular from now on. Thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next one. good now, brother. My man, my fucking man.
Up, huh? Lovely. It is exciting. Diggy, you fucking upper son. Happy birthday! Woo! Just a little bit of water, eh? Any more slap, mate?
What are we doing here, boys?
Nothing. Empty, I think. Didn't like it.